Hello everyone, Elite for Yo here, and we are going to take a look at the 151 Japanese set. And the focus on this video is, should there be really big concern over where the value is on it now? But more importantly, where is the value going to be on this thing in the far, far future, seeing as how the price has been so low for so long? That's what we're going to analyze here today. Once again, I'm Elite for Yo. If you like what I'm doing here, go ahead and like and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. But let's take a look at where the price currently stands. We're sitting at about 8,300 yen on Sneaker Dunk, just to give you an idea of what that price is. Put that in US, we're looking at about $53. Wow, wow, wow. That is very, very low. Of course, this is before fees and shipping, etc. So that will increase your price. And as always, the way you get the best deal is by buying it in semi-bulk, at least half a case or more, I would think. That would drop down your price hit substantially. And if we go to price chart up here, price charting, we just see where the price is sitting at about 90 bucks, give or take. That is probably with shrink wrap. Without shrink wrap, it's going to be cheaper. I've done a video on that before as well, but that's where the price is sitting. And as always, price charting is pulling from eBay, and the eBay booster boxes almost always, at least for 151, do have free shipping. So that already includes some of the fees, especially the shipping right there. But going back to it on here, the biggest focus of today's video is taking a look at that major price drop and how consistently low it has been for quite some time. We've analyzed several dips in the past. For instance, when it first dipped right here at the announcement of a reprint or a restock, it dipped quite significantly here. This is a bit of the crash here, sitting at a touch over 8,500 yen. But the biggest problem right now for all investors is how long it has been dropping and staying down. Look at what happened right here, everyone. It was at that 8,500 to 9,000 yen range, figure about $55, $60, give or take. And it immediately rebounded somewhat. And by somewhat, I mean, 20, 30 bucks. I'm just kind of guesstimating here. It went back down again, which isn't so surprising. It hovered around this price here at about 10,000 to 11,000 yen. So if we plug that into our calculator right here, we'll just call it 10,500 yen, about $67. So about $15 more than it currently sits at right now. But take a look at this, and this is the biggest concern for investors right now, and certainly myself included. I have a stake in this myself. I was able to get it at about $75 a box, I think. Although now that's probably what you would get it for after fees and shipping, etc. Give or take, depending where you are. But look, it dips right here below 10,000 yen, and it has sat there for a significant amount of time. We're looking at almost 3 weeks now at under 10,000 yen, under 9,000. Hitting at 8,000, and then for a brief moment, it hit at under 8,000 yen on Sneaker Dunk. And if you look at that, that would be approximately $50, $51. So that's a huge hit. Now, it did slightly rebound, but look how low it has been below 10,000 yen. That 3 weeks at this price, that's a huge concern. If you go online and you look at old topics and forums, whatever, and you see how are people feeling about price points in the fall. People were, I wouldn't say bragging, but were satisfied with getting in at $150 a box, feeling like that was a good deal. That if you could hit 150 when the going rate was, something between like 175, 200 US dollars, that felt like a good deal, getting it at 150. But now, seeing as where it's at now for as long, the real concern is starting to develop in where is this thing going to go, not in terms of how low it's going to keep going, because it could certainly continue to drop. In fact, a lot of people are saying that there is news of continued reprints coming up. and that's going to, of course, cause the price to drop even more than it already has. Maybe people might be thinking, or I've definitely seen some speculation that the price could hit near MSRP in Japan, that $35 to $40 range, which would be really, I mean, wow. Can talk about dropping the stock. Sorry, the stock. Talk about dropping the product and trying to get it out of your backlog if you have a lot of it in your inventory. But what I'm trying to focus on here is the future outlook. This product now for 3 weeks has been at that, we'll call it, let's see here. Yeah, we'll say about 8,300. I think that's probably the range. That's what it's at right now. And that's probably the average over the last few weeks. So that $53 before fees and shipping entry point, so call it $75 to $90, depending on where you're getting it from and depending on how many you're purchasing. Got to keep that in mind. That's a pretty accessible entry point for investors, maybe even low stake investors, and to the whales, the people who really put in dollars into this. But because it's been low for so long, I don't know where the value is going to be, it's going to arrive looking at this long term. If you're talking about investing as opposed to like a quick flip strategy, then you're always looking at what, 5 to 10 years for it to really grow. But this has been so affordable now that, the days of seeing it at 150 and the promise of it reaching evolving skies lands of 5-6 times profit in a short amount of time, which is obviously highly unusual, but certainly in 5-10 years, that was the hope for this 151 set, that it would get to that range. Now, I don't know anymore. I mean, you are competing, us investors, we're competing against a ton of people who have really easy and cheap entry into a what was believed to be popular product back when it was unknown if there would be a lot of reprints. And now that there have been, and the price has been so low for so long, wow, this is going to be a really tricky set in terms of appreciation, in terms of how quickly it will appreciate, but more importantly, how will it appreciate? If you're getting in at $75 to $90 a box right now, who knows? I mean, who knows how long it's going to take that for you to be able to unload that for twice the value? That's what you're hoping for, but you really wanted to get more than twice the value on it, right? Buying in, holding it for the long run, and doubling your profit, and that doesn't include all your exit strategy fees. Well, that's nothing spectacular to write home about. So this is definitely a big concern right now for the 151 set. And let's take a look here at price charting. I can't do this on Sneaker Dunk because, as far as I can tell, Sneaker Dunk only allows me to look back at the last 3 months for this product right here. So I can't really do much more than this. But if we look at price charting and you look at the compilation of the eBay fees, this eBay purchases and sales, this does kind of take us further back. You can see where it started out at about $200, and then it kind of hovered around this low range 160. Price charting is kind of unreliable if you've used it before, due to how it calculates buy now versus auctions. But just as a tool to use, take a look here. We hit the winter, we hit December, and it hit that approximate 200, and it stayed there, 217, 200, 206, dipped a little bit below $200. People were buying this at this rate, thinking, oh, okay, yeah, it's gonna, it'll appreciate like everything else. Well, I don't think even anyone who was that optimistic, or maybe in this case, more of a glass half empty situation, could have anticipated that it would drop and then stay dropped and basically continue to keep going down, 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 down. So that now it's so affordable and so plentiful, and the supply of it is everywhere, that, I mean, for any investor who doesn't have this sitting right now, I'm not saying go ahead and sell what you got, it's a bust. No, I'm definitely not saying that. But what I am saying is those dreams of it appreciating quickly or very high, those are not necessarily the same thing depending on the product. Those might be dashed for now, and this might be a very long hold. Just in terms of how much of the reprint and how much of the stock there is on this product now. I mean, it's just not hard to get, and it's not hard to get at an affordable price. So this is definitely a concern. I did a video on the English 151 set as a top investment for English product. But boy, I'm wondering now if it's almost eclipsing this Japanese 151 set in different ways. Certainly the allure of the Master Ball reverse cards is going to hold. Let's just take a look at the Pikachu, because that's the big chase card, I guess, in the 151 set. Take a look at the price here. We're looking at ungraded. It's kind of been consistent, but check this out, everyone. Check this out. The Pikachu was sitting here in about December, November at, and this is raw ungraded, at over 300, 327 it says here. It stayed at that nice mark until March, and then look at that drop, all the way down to that 200 range. I've been shopping for it myself. I continually see it for around 205 to about 215, 220. That's the range, so we'll call it $210 US. And this graphic right here, that drop, should be fairly consistent and, little nostalgic if I go back here and you see the same drop mirrored in the 151 booster box as well. See, it held here from about November, December, and then it dropped pretty miraculously. So there is a strong reflection between the significantly increased supply of this product and its major chase cards in it. That Pikachu Master Ball reverse, that is reverberating here. And so much so that this card that was hitting, look at this right here. Really, it's hitting 362 in January. That's wild. And now, like I said, it's $155 less. Right now, you can buy it than it was there. So the implications of the significant supply that we are seeing for everyone is being felt. Now, this is only bad news for investors. For those of you who are looking to rip it or to store it for collection purposes, or to, maybe open it on a rainy day or something like that, this is awesome. I mean, this is great for you. I'm happy for you. Obviously, that's great. You got a great product here. It's very desirable. Lots of awesome cards. You get the Master Ball, the Chase, at an affordable price. But the big concern now is certainly for investors and what can be done on this product. I mean, if there really is another big reprint coming, and that's what people are saying, whether it's this month or in July, then, is the new price point average going to be that, 7,500 yen range? I mean, could this thing drop that low, 7,500 to $48? That would be really wild. I mean, like really, really wild. Because a lot of the other booster boxes in Japan, typically you can acquire them for about this price. Even on eBay, like you could probably get them for like $45 to $55. So could this drop to some of the prices of other booster box sets? I mean, no way, no one, I don't think, could have predicted in the fall when this was, you were getting in at 150 and people were celebrating their wins. And you can just look online, go back to forums again, like I said earlier, go back to forums from the fall and see people's wins. People were celebrating getting this at 150. You're really telling me that after fees and shipping, etc., this might be acquirable for $60 soon if it continues to drop because of a reprint? That is scary for investors big time. And so what you're seeing here, this may not be recovering anytime soon. So the point I'm trying to make here is, if you bought it, hold it. If you're looking to get in, I mean, you've had so much time now, if you want to wait for the reprint and really just let it bottom out, then damn, go for it, right? I mean, that's not a bad strategy too. But this is definitely entering very long-term hold territory, like not 5 years, but like way closer to 10 or more is basically what we're seeing. I'm not saying it'll take 5 to 10 years to double its value. I'm simply saying that anyone who was hoping this would be a hot, flip in 2 to 5 years, like Evolving Skies has been, you're probably going to be very disappointed. Okay, so that's what I got for you on this update on the 151 booster box set. Are you holding any, or are you looking to get in? Go ahead and let me know there in the comments. Go ahead and also like and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate that. And I'm Elite Forio. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.